Welcome to Fashion Fever. This is the Hurricane Recovery Show, and today we have a Dutch cabaret singer with us, Frans Bloem, winner of the Bistro Award. And we're here today at the Players Club, a very historical place, and we're very excited to have Frans here, who got here today. And I'm so happy to have you here. Very special because Frans got flooded during Hurricane Sandy, and he was up till the water. The water came up till here, till here. So he still came out 3 days later to sing for us at the Players Club.
This is what I've left. I was floating around on the floor. I have thousands of pictures of it floating in my apartment. I was flooded. Here's my family. That's me with a little bear. The bear had only one eye and one arm, but I loved it very much. I'm still sleeping with the bear, actually. Baby, and I was also sleeping with Rabbi, which is a rabbit, my sister, who is an artist, and my brothers. And let's just go through the book. All my other books were destroyed. All my pictures were destroyed. My mother, my niece, me, when I was a hippie. When I moved to America in 1972, I moved to America. My mother's family, actually, very interesting. I like that. I don't have my glasses, but I'll try anyway. Here we go. Here I am doing a Halloween costume. You can see the different pictures with my friend Arno, getting makeup. That's me also, can you believe it? I only do that once a year at Halloween, okay? I'm not a drag performer. Here I am in India, one of my travels around the world. I've been to 50 countries. Here I am doing headstand, India, Nepal, China. Here I'm in Nepal, of course. Here I'm on the river by Srinagar, Egypt. I'm going on a balloon flight in South America. I worked for 6 years in South America as a tour manager, and I was singing in Lima as well. That's when I started, actually. Here I'm in the Quitos with the natives, and in Morocco, of course, with the animals there in where's that? Okay, well, on an island somewhere. I don't have my glasses. Brazil, more in India, more in... Oh my God, we have the same eyes. Thank you, brother. Yeah, I was in Afghanistan. I did a trip in Afghanistan in 1971 when I brought a second-hand car, and I drove from Amsterdam, from Groningen, the north of Holland, all the way to India, going through Afghanistan. So there are pictures of Afghanistan in 1971. Sri Lanka here with a fisherman. This is interesting. This and this is the same person. This is the incarnation. This is the incarnation of this person. Do I say that right? Yeah, that's correct. No, yeah, this is the incarnation of this person in Nepal. Here I am with the Dalai Lama and my friend Franciscus Harbach. Here I'm in Japan, Morocco, and so on. Here I am with Tibetan monks. I'm very connected with the Tibetan philosophy, with Tibetan Buddhists. I really love the Dalai Lama. I met him in 1972 in Holland. Friends that have died. I was taking care of the AIDS crisis. More my friends, lovers and other strangers. Neeltje in Holland. Okay, we go on. My second lover. Let me see. More pictures. Well, this is the only... Ramses Shaffi, the Dutch performer that influenced me in my art as a singer. Many shows. Meditating. I'm with a part of a metaphysical school called Eureka that gives me a sense of perspective, that develops the witness. The methods of Eureka develop the witness inside of my process. That helps me a lot to cope with situations. Yeah. I just put this album together some years ago, and it's the only album here. There's still some wet things from the flooding. Oh my God. the Eureka symbol, meditations that I do. Okay. Oh boy. Michel Hermon, the French performer. Here I am on my favorite elephant in India. I have another one in Thailand, actually. When I go on elephant rides, here I'm doing the headstand. I don't do the I do yoga every day. That keeps my spirits high. This is at the in Agra. Oh, it's in Jaipur actually. My resume and all my other books are destroyed. Here, my aunt. You see, was a nun. Here I'm meditating in 1971, and in here I'm in Jaipur. I have many more books, but they all destroyed. So this is the only one that I finished of the thousands and thousands of pictures of 40 years living this life. Wow. Take me where you want to go, make it anywhere at all. Follow any winds that blow, any port that seems to call. Northward, southward, east or west. Take me different places, show me different faces. That's the life I like best. I have traveled over this earth, from Bombay to Venice to Perth. I've been down to Rio and up to Brest, east and west and to all the rest. I've seen the gardens of Kew, and I've been to Timbuktu too. But when I've returned, the thing I've learned is what I always knew. Hong Kong has neon, Berlin has bars, but New York, Beirut has sunshine, that's all it has. But New York, in Cairo you find bizarre bazaars, in London pip pip you sip tea. But when it comes to love, none of the above compares, you see. So if it's making love that you're thinking of, oh, oh, New York. I have seen the gardens in Rome, I've been to the igloos in Nome, I've gone to Moscow, it's very gay. Well, anyway, on the 1st of May, I have seen Rangoon and Soho, and I like it more than so-so. But when there's a moon, goodbye Rangoon, hello Times Square or Gramercy Park, hello. Baking has rickshaws, New Orleans jazz, but New York, Beirut has sunshine, that's all it has. But New York, Constantinople has Turkish baths, and Athens that lovely degree. Carlsbad may have a spa, but for oh la la, you come with me. Carlsbad is where you cute after you have toot. Ha 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 ha, NYC. New York City, what a challenge. I came here about 40 years ago. I'm an immigrant.
Frans is a Dutchman. He is from Holland, the Netherlands, but he traveled all over the world. And I wonder how you got to New York, because you consider this as your home base. How did you get here? Hitchhiking?
Actually, 1 year before, I left Groningen, Holland, and then I took a car. I went to India all the way by car. I just got my driver's license, and 1 year later, I had the courage and the strength to come to America and started out to the most difficult and challenging place, New York City. I thought that was if I can make it there, I make it anywhere. So this was 1972, and I just came here with a backpack and dreams. And 6 months later, I lost my backpack and dreams. I was hitchhiking around the country, and I lost everything. I lost everything, my backpack, my passport, everything. and I started anew.
Yes, and you've been traveling all over the world, more than 50 countries. You've been performing in Bangkok, India. You're going to be performing in Holland pretty soon. How come you're traveling so much?
Oh gosh, I wish I would know that. What is it that makes me so unquiet? I guess I want to discover the world all the time. Every time I go to a new country, I say, okay, I want to explore more and more. But now I go back to the same countries that I've been before, and I feel at home wherever I am. I have that sense of the power of now, that wherever I am is the challenge that I'm facing at that moment. So I'm very, I can go to a new destination every time and make myself right at home. And the word serendipity comes at mind. Serendipity, the gift that you have to find something agreeable that is good for you, something or someone agreeable that is good for you. That has become my middle name, so to speak. So you can send me anywhere in the world and I will start feeling at home within a very little amount of time, actually.
Thank you.
Maybe my treasure or the price I have to pay. She may be the song that summer sings, maybe the chill that autumn brings, maybe 100 different things within the measure of a day. She may be the beauty or the beast, maybe the famine or the feast, may turn each day into a heaven or a hell. She may be the mirror of my dream, smile reflected in a screen. She may not seem what she may seem inside her shell. She who always seems so happy in a crowd, whose eyes can be so private and so proud, no one's allowed to see them when they cry. She may be the love that cannot hope to last, may come to me from shadows of my past that I remember till the day I die. She may be the reason I survive, the why and wherefore I'm alive, the one I'll care for through the rough and ready years. Me, I'll take her laughter and her tears and make them all my souvenirs. For where she goes, I've got to be. The meaning of my life is she. Oh, she. Well, the power of now, it's a wonderful concept. It's a book that I read some years ago. It's written by Eckhart Tolle. It helped me to focus on the moment, that whatever problems you've had, they bring us to a challenge to take it from this moment on. One time I'd lost a lot of money that I'd saved for many years and I lost it all at once. And the only way to go overcome that is to realize that from this moment on, and to realize that right now, this moment of harmony will help me for things to come. So that, I think that is one way of interpreting the power of now, the power of the moment, the Zen of living in a sense. And I recognize that in my shows, the way I approach my songs as well, that I sing it from the way I feel at this moment, what the audience or what I go through, and I connect that with the heart of the audience. And that for me is the power of now. Now that I've lost many things, and through the flooding, for example, is one example in my life. But I don't focus on I'm not a victim of the situation. I take it as a challenge. As long as you're happy, as long as you're healthy, you're happy, even if you lose everything. I just lost my apartment by the flooding. A real situation for me after 40 years coming here. But I think I have my health, my happiness, and I came here today. Een beetje zon, een beetje regen, oh ik heb geen kop te liggen, wie gezond kan man gelukkig zijn. Schuhe, Socken, Kleidchen, lassen sind Fischen, nur 3 Pfund lassen sie wie gesund, kann man glücklich sein. Die Luft ist frei, für jeden gleich, die Sonne steht für einen Arm oder Reich. Ein bisschen Freude, ein bisschen Lachen, mal mit Freunden, Schnäpschen machen, wie gesund, kann man glücklich sein. Einer hat ein Scheres, einer hat Gefähres, einem an die ganze Welt. Einer hat das ganze Glück, hängt nur ab in Geld. So in alle suchen, so in alle kriechen, nur ich tracht bei mir. Ich darf das euch kapores, denn das Glück steht bei mein Tier. Ein bisschen Sonn, ein bisschen Regen, ruhig auf den Kopf zu legen, ein bisschen Sonn, kann mein Glück sein. Ha! Schuhe, Socken, Kleider, lassen sie wischen, nur 3 Pfund lassen sie wie gesund, kann mein Glück sein. Die Luft ist fremd, für jeden gleich, die Sonne scheint für einen Arm oder Reich. Ein bisschen Freude, ein bisschen Lachen, mal mit Freude, Schnäpschen machen, wie gesund, kann man glücklich sein.
Frans, you are a Dutchman and you grew up in Holland. Could you tell us a little bit about how it was to grow up in Holland and how did you start singing?
Okay, I grew up in Groningen, which is in the north of Holland. I lived in a small house with my brothers and sisters, and I used to sing while washing dishes. Actually, I remember that I was singing with my nanny, washing dishes. She was harmonizing, and my sister and I, and my brother, we were singing songs, and I used to harmonize. I remember that time. It was wonderful songs of the 60s. Actually, it was a great time. And then I didn't sing for many years, and then when I came to America, I didn't sing either. I started singing much later, actually, about 15 years ago when I became a cabaret artist. I started remembering the wonderful Dutch songs that I grew up with. People like Wim Sonneveld and Toon Hermans. And I had one record in my house. I had a LP player, and I had one song of Charles Aznavour. I think it was called Yesterday When I Was Young. I don't quite remember. And it was one song of Charles Aznavour, and then I rediscovered Charles Aznavour much later. And
yes, can you tell us how come that? How did you first discover Charles Aznavour, and how has it influenced your work?
I moved to Paris. I had a job washing dishes in my 20s in Paris. And I remembered that song, and I developed French. I'd had learned French at school, and then I started to sing in French. I was singing on Boulevard Saint-Michel in 1968 as a Dutch singer that was trying to sing in French, and of course Edith Piaf, Juliette Grégaud, France Gall. At that time, it was in my youth very kind of romantic to sing in French songs, and to learn French and to implement French in my being. And then I discovered Charles Aznavour, actually. And then much later, when I started my cabaret shows, I started to really discover. He wrote 1,000 songs of every possible human condition, actually. He wrote songs about it. So I'm singing them in French and English and Spanish sometimes. When you tabulate the vote in your hometown, will the one you want to win be voted down? Just because you didn't think your ballot would count. Your missing ballot blows the total amount. Remember, you can be a winner with your candidate. You can be a winner who determines our fate. Cause any election can switch direction. Your protection is to vote for your slate. Get your footsies into town. Don't let Yankee rule the 3 cheers for the red, white and blue. Just remember the first Tuesday after Monday, it's your Tuesday. Election day belongs to you. If you've been abstaining on election day, and you've been complaining that ain't going your way, release your frustration and indignation. Change your nation the American way. Get your footsies into town. Don't get lengthy doodled out. 3 cheers for the red, white and blue. Just remember the first Tuesday after Monday. Now it's your Tuesday. Election day belongs to you and you and you and you and you and him and you and you.
Frans Bloem, can you tell us a little bit about your workshop, The Inner Voice?
So this is one of the workshops that I've been taking in the last years. It's in line with the direction of what we call cabaret in New York, of the inner voice, the inner meaning of the songs, the approach to the lyrics more than anything else. And one of my latest teachers is David Friedman. So we get together every Tuesday with singers in different levels of accomplishments. And it really has to do with what you approach as an actor to the songs. And I feel that everyone can sing. That many people say, oh, I can't sing, I can make a big sound. That's not important. As long as you can reveal the truth of the moment of the song, the way you feel it. And it's so encouraging to have that approach. And I'm teaching that as well. I give workshops now in Thailand and India and other places. And I try to, I've instilled it in myself, and I try to teach that to other people.
If people want to do your singing workshops, do they have to go to your website?
They can go to my website, fransbloem.com, and they can find out and contact me and see where I'm teaching these days and where I'm performing. I think every performance that I do, I think the little success that I have is because the audience recognizes their own human process, and they can relate to, yeah, I'm going through that also. And the songs that I select, for example, the selection of songs by Charles Aznavour, who wrote 1,000 songs, I mean, it has to do with our human condition. They can relate to that. So in terms of recovery, we all recover from the challenges in our lives. There are songs about that. And it encourages us in our deepest being, and the deepest thing in our soul. And then I'm so happy to reveal the songs that have been written about that. The writer wrote that song, the composer put it together with the writer, and then it's like a triangle, then I bring it, you know. So, like today I did a performance, and I feel much better of recovering from the challenges that I'm facing right now. Oh, you have a song that you want to sing? Like that. I mean, I can work with anyone about, I can work with anyone about songs that can be anything. It can be anything that brings us in the moment. How do you feel it in the moment? How does that feel? How can you reveal the truth at the moment? So it's not as much about voice. I'm not a voice teacher. I take voice. I have teachers that are voice teachers that I take workshops with. But the inner voice is more the acting of the revealing of the truth of the song.
When the waves are too high and the sea is too rough and your love is shipwrecked, then your life's pretty tough. Just remember one thing, yes, a thing also true. You're born all alone, and you die alone too. And all in between is the life that you live, is the love you will get, the love you will give. And all in between is the life that you live, is the love you will get, the love you will give. It's been a hard time to be flooded in my apartment, and frankly, the music music of Mr. Irving Gray. Good Morning Hearted was all the way on top, floating in my apartment. I lost everything. But you know, what is it all about? That we live as New Yorkers here in New York. And all in between is the life that you live, is the love you will get and the love you will give. And all in between is the life that you live, is the love you will get and the love you will give. In my show in Bangkok, I closed this show at the Royal Theatre with this song that is universal, that touches all of us. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, bright blessed day, the dark secret night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. They may or may not mean offense, well I don't care. You see, I'm sort of independent, of a clever tribe descendant. My star is on the ascendant, that's cause I don't care. I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't care.
What they may think of me. I'm happy-go-lucky and say I am lucky, so jolly and carefree. I don't care.
Je m'en fous.
I don't care.
Non mi importa.
If I don't get the mean and stony stare. Nothing can amaze me, this life cannot daze me, cause I don't care. Now there must be something that you don't care about. Think about it in your own mind, and if you feel like singing it, please sing it with me. Are you ready? Some people say I think I'm it, but I don't care.
I don't care.
They may or may not like me a bit, well I don't care.
I don't care.
Cause my good nature's ever-fessing is when there is no distressing my spirits, there is no oppressing, just cause I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't care
Je m'en fous.
what they may think of me. I'll try to outlive it, I know I'll forgive it and live contentedly. I don't care.
Non mi importa.
I don't care.
I don't care.
If I don't get the mean and stony stare, nothing can amaze me, this life cannot daze me, cause I don't care.
He looks a little depressed. What do you think, Stan? Must be heavy to wear such a iron suit.
So, who's that anyway? Who is it? I mean, there's all these ghosts in this building. Apparently, it's amazing. These beautiful portraits of famous actors and singers. Who's that? It's like an eerie building. The ghost of the arts is here in New York in this particular mansion on Gramercy Park. José Ferrer, mira este señor allá, puede ser un actor famoso, no sé quién es. Look at that, you know, the energy that you get from these portraits, they were real people. It's amazing, what an honor to be here. No, that's not, that is, what's his name? That is, can you read it? Who's that? Okay, we know these. These are all actors. Peter O'Toole, of course. Peter O'Toole. He was the Arabian, the Arab, the Arabian something. Peter O'Toole. He was Lawrence of Arabia. That's how he was. Looked like Peter O'Toole. And this guy we know.
Isn't the spirit of
the spirit is all here.
That killed Lincoln in this building?
Yeah.
Booth?
Edwin Booth.
His brother, John
Oh, the
Wilkes
son?
Booth.
Oh, John Wilkes is his son. Oh. So he actually changed the destiny of America in a sense. He killed Abraham Lincoln. Can you imagine? And the room here has been preserved. It's upstairs.
Do you think we can get in?
When the door is open.
Should we try?
Let's do it. Can you let us in? And
yes, of course.
it's all among artists and friends. So thank you so much.
I'll have them open the room for you.
What a great opportunity. Oh my God, this is a rare opportunity. What is this? Fashion
Fever.
Fashion fever.
Fashion Fever.
Thank you. Fashion
Are you the
fever.
guest or the host of the show?
Yeah, I'm the guest.
You're the guest.
I'm the
And you
guest. Franz Blum. I'm a cabaret singer. I
Yes.
just performed here.
Yes,
Oh.
I know your
Oh,
work.
good. Well, thank you. You know my work.
Yes.
Great. Thank you. Thank
fine.
you so
Fine.
much. So where do we go
You're
in?
the hostess of the program.
Yeah, the hostess and the actress and the hostess. Yes.
John Martel.
Oh my God, this
Nice
is
meeting you. Eva de Lopez.
Eva Dorpa. Oh my God.
Great pleasure.
Thank you so
That's
much.
Dan.
sir.
He's from Australia.
Oh, Dan. Okay, that's okay. No, we don't. We like the down and under. Okay, let's go. This is a rare opportunity.
It's dark inside.
Not many people have seen this. So tell us about it. Tell us about this room.
The room is still as Mr. Booth left it when he passed. It's probably the only room like this potentially in the world. This is exactly how he left it.
He left
the
it.
artifacts you see here are his artifacts, his beanie. All these are his books, statues, sayings, boosters, all of it.
So he left it like that, and he lived in what year?
He passed in 1893.
1893.
This was obviously you can see where he slept. We still have his slippers next to the bed. Those little pointy shoes. They're very cool.
Okay, and he was the one that.
No, it was his brother.
His brother
So
killed
if you look to the
Abraham
back of the
Lincoln.
room there, you'll see the photograph on the top with the silver frame.
Yes.
That is his brother John Wilkes Booth.
John
who was
Wilkes Booth.
the assassin of Abraham.
Abraham Lincoln, and he was an actor.
He also did some acting. Was never nearly as talented as his brother Edwin. Who was
So it basically ruined the name of the family.
in a very big way. Down in the library, we actually have a letter that Edwin Booth wrote to the American public, apologising for what his brother had done. Because Edwin Booth was a superstar actor. So think of any A-list actor these days. That was Edwin Booth back in the day. So the Americans loved him. He was loved all over the world. Obviously, when his brother assassinated the president, it put the family's name to shame. So he was very embarrassed and remorseful for his brother's actions, and actually wrote the American public a letter.
Why did he live in this building, actually? This is a mansion.
It is. He got this built. He wanted a club for actors because back in the day, actors were not considered very high society at all. So he wanted a place where actors could come together and mix with higher society. So people like, journalists, teachers, businessmen. And he found a similar club in London. He called his good friend back over here, Stanford White, who was the actual architect here.
Stanford White, yes.
And said, look, get me a place. I want to open up a similar club to the Garrick Club in London. That was this place on 1888, New Year's Eve. It officially opened. The deal that Mr. Booth had is downstairs, the first 2 levels would belong to the members, the players. And he wanted to live up the top here, so this is why he lived up here, and the club has always been the club downstairs.
So it's a double honor to sing here. I did my performance here today.
We heard you earlier. A very nice performance too, sir.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
And this is election day. It's like everything is so
the perfect day.
serendipitously.
It is the perfect day.
Yeah, it's a perfect day. Because you know what's going to happen for the future of America, and to be in this place here right now at this moment is very serendipitous.
I wanted to ask you something else. What's your name?
My name is Dan.
Okay. I heard that when Lincoln got assassinated, they arrested all the actors and that they had to play the entire performance so that the FBI could take notes who was on stage and off stage during the crime.
I have not heard that before. That's potentially true. I'm not as knowledgeable as some of the others around here, but that's potentially very true. Wouldn't surprise me either, but that I cannot confirm or deny. I don't know. Quite possible.
One thing I observe is that the bed is rather short. At that time, people are a little shorter. They didn't have the same food or so.
People were generally a little shorter back then, but Edwin Booth himself was actually quite a very short person. As I said, we got his slippers next to the bed, and you can see they're tiny.
Yeah.
He was quite a short man. But that never held him back on the stage. He was a very, very powerful performer.
Yeah, we project ourselves double and triple of who we are actually for the audience. And
Did he have a wife, and is there a picture of his wife here?
He was married twice, I believe. I don't know if we have a picture of his wife. I'm not sure if that might have been her up there. That I don't know, but he was married twice. He had one daughter, and his daughter was actually resting up here when her father passed away in 1893. She was actually on the daybed there. So we know he had one daughter. Her name was Edwina.
they kept the room exactly the same way. They didn't move the furniture. They didn't do anything. There's no other place in New York or
Not
anywhere
like this,
that
no.
I know where they kept the room exactly, and it's always closed. We have a real privilege to come here today.
This was, as he left it, as I said, as he passed in 1893. Wow. All of these utensils, all these items belong to him. Each year, when the club closes during August, we get our maintenance house manager up here, and he goes through and cleans and restores whatever needs fixing. And we do that once a year to make sure it's always in pristine shape like this. But these are all his very items. They all original.
Well, it is still a little dusty.
We're not perfect, man. We're not perfect. You know, it is. The room is, a good 100 and something years old. So there's probably going to be a bit of dust. As you will note, though, we don't have any air conditioning or heating in here. So therefore, it is, as I said, exactly as he left it. Because we want to maintain its originality.
Oh wow! Is that him too?
No,
that is
not
great.
him. No. I mean, there are some photos and things in here of friends of his who are also famous actors or famous authors. And
What's
things
the
like that.
skull doing there?
The skull, we always get questions about that. The skull is a prop that he actually used in one of his plays. I should probably know which Shakespeare play it was, and it
Is it Hamlet?
it escapes me at the moment. It might have been Hamlet. I think it was it Oric was the character that it's supposed to be, something like that. He actually used that in his play, and there is a bit of a story behind that. That is the skull of a condemned prisoner who got hung, who, as one of his last requests, asked that his skull be sent to Mr. Booth to use in a play. So that is actually the skull of a prisoner.
That was his last wish.
Well, he figured he was going to die anyway. He might as well keep his flame burning somehow, I guess, and that's how he did it. So Edwin Booth accepted and obliged, and ended up using that in I think it might have been Hamlet. I think it might have been Hamlet.
Right.
So there you go. A little creepy, I understand, but it adds to the aura of the room.
Is that him? him.
Honestly, again, I don't know. Maybe it looks a little like him.
Yeah, I get an eerie feeling that's him.
It's no problem. So yeah, might as well come. And these costumes here are also the costumes he actually used in his various performances. They all belong to Mr. Booth.
Frank Sinatra, Blue Eyes. I was singing a song of Frank Sinatra in my show in Bangkok, actually. I did My Way and Strangers in the Night, and the audience loved it in Bangkok. It was a song that they recognized, so they started to applaud as soon as I got on stage. It was so funny.
Not necessarily possible for us in this moment, and we have to really
Right. She may be the face I can't forget, a trace of pleasure or regrets, maybe my treasure or the price.
Let me get down the stairs and have you coming down.
She may be the face I can't forget, a trace of pleasure or regrets, maybe my treasure or the price I have to pay.
Rolling.
She may be the song that summer sings, maybe the chill that autumn brings, maybe 100 different things.
Okay.
She may be the song that summer sings, maybe the chill that autumn brings, maybe 100 different things within a measure of it. She may be the beauty or the beast, maybe the famine or the feast, may turn its day into a heaven or a hell. She may be the mirror of my dream, a smile reflected in a stream. She may not be what she may seem inside her shell. She who always seems so happy in a crowd, whose eyes can be so private and so proud, no one's allowed to see them when they cry. She may be the love that cannot hope to last, may come to me from shadows of my past, and that I remember till the day I die. She may be the reason I survive, the why and wherefore I'm alive, the one I'll care for through the rough and ready years. Me, I'll take her laughter and her tears and make them all my souvenirs, for where she goes I've got to be. The meaning of my life is she, oh, she.
This is all from Hurricane Sandy. You know what she did to this tree, and especially to you and your apartment, Frans. Can you tell us what happened to you during Hurricane Sandy?
So it was like 9 o'clock. I went outside. I saw the water coming on Morton Street, and I thought, oh, here we have another water surge. But then it came closer and closer. My neighbors were outside, so I rushed back inside, and I started to put things on the table very quickly. My carpets that I got from China and India and Tibet and everything, put it on the table. And it came higher and higher, and then the lights went out. I had no lights, it was dark, and I put candles on, and then the guards came in and said, you have to get out, you have to get out. And I was trying to save my music and my pictures and everything. There was no time, I had to get out. The water was coming up and up really fast. Within 15 minutes, I had to leave. I left in the dark, and I left my computer on the seat, my laptop.
How big is the damage, and how are you gonna restore your apartment and your life?
So the damage is I had 2.5 feet of water, so the whole floors are gone throughout my 2-bedroom apartment. But what's worse is the mold that is like growing and growing. So they have to destroy all my walls, take all my walls out. I have to get rid of everything in my apartment, and rebuild the walls and rebuild the floor and buy new furniture, my couches, my everything, my beds, my music, my appliances, my electric, my videos, and my television. I think I saved. Yeah, so it's all gone, and I have to buy. I have to move out. I have no place to live right now, so I'm staying on someone's couch right now. So that may take several months, and I was on my way to Holland to perform in Amsterdam, and then go to Bangkok and India and Chiang Mai and do my shows. I don't think I can do that right now.
But you are singing here today, and you seem pretty optimistic and happy. Is that because you're still alive, or you see it different?
You know, I've had many problems in my life, and I was always overcoming them. And the songs, I take refuge in the songs. I've psychologically already lived through it in the songs that I choose, the songs of recovery. So I feel really kind of strong at the moment. You know, it comes later when I've just dried out hundreds and hundreds of songs, and that was very important. The songs are like a jewel to me. You know, like they mean so much to me, and I keep most of the songs. I have to copy them and have to put them together again. I'm quite chaotic, so I have to put them together again in the right map, and then I can do my shows. That's very important. I think the singing helps me to move through and to inspire other people with my songs. That's really important.
So this is Fashion Fever, and we wish all the victims of Hurricane Sandy a lot of strength.
Absolutely. We all New Yorkers, we will get ourselves through this, and we will be victory. We're not victims. We take this as a challenge to become stronger in our lives. We've had other problems in New York, and we overcome this as well. And we will celebrate our victory.